Hello everyone, my name is Craig Cantelmo with Van Staal, and today what I want to do is show you how to service your VR Series spool. So what I'm going to show you, this happens to be a 175, but it's the same process for the 125, the 150, the 175, and the 200. So what we want to do first is make sure you have a dental pick and a flat screwdriver, the only tools you're going to need. And we're going to remove the spool first, spin off the drag knob, and lift the spool right off the shaft. We're going to set that to the side. And the VR Series spool has a front drag section and a back. What we're going to do to service the front is we're going to take the drag knob seal out by using the flat screwdriver. We're going to get underneath the lip seal and we're just going to tilt it back and it lifts right out. And we're going to put that to the side, and then we're going to take this and we're just going to tap it out. This is your front drag washer, and then we're going to lift with the dental pick your front drag disc, and then we're going to get to the front keyed drag washer, which you're going to get underneath it, or you may be able to tap that right out. Okay, so now what we're going to do, in the kit you have new drag discs, so we're going to rebuild this by taking your keyed drag washer and we're going to put it in the keys of the spool. So the keyway and the key here, we're going to drop it into place. It can only go one way. Then we're going to put in the new drag disc that comes in the kit, and then we're going to put in the drag washer. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a new lip seal, the drag cap seal here, and you're going to put some oil on it and wet it, because any seal that's dry will eventually fail. Any seal that's wet with oil will last longer, and we're going to take that with the lip facing out and the letters facing in, and we're just going to take that and press it into place. And now the front drag stack is done. Now what we'll do is we'll service the bottom of the drag. And on this you have a knurled ring here that we're going to spin off. Okay, when you spin this off, you're going to see that there's a drag cap seal that seals around the reel shaft. And we're going to take this and we're going to press it from the outside in, and it's going to fall into your hand here. And in the kit there'll be a new one that we're going to replace. We'll set that to the side. And now we're going to replace the O-ring that's right here on the bottom of these threads. So we're going to use our dental pick and we're going to go in there, we're going to get underneath that, and we're going to lift that right out, and we're going to set that to the side. And then in the kit you're going to have a new one. You're going to put a little light oil on that, and I like to use 85W90, and it comes in, you go to any auto parts store and you could pick that up and it'll last you a lifetime of servicing your reels, but it's a little heavier oil, so when you wet the seal it's going to stay on it. So we're going to take that out, leave those here, and we'll reassemble it. And now to disassemble the rest of your bottom drag washers, what you're going to do is you're going to tap this into your hand. But you want to make sure you have a pad and you're on a table, because there's two clicker springs, you don't want to go anywhere. So I'm just going to take that and I'm going to tap it, and all the contents of that spool drop into your hand. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rebuild that. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take your bearing and we're going to make sure that it runs nice and smoothly, and we're going to replace that into the center of the spool. And we're going to push it into place and it slides in. Then we're going to take your bearing spacer and we're going to put that into the center, and then we're going to take your second bearing and we're going to slide that off, and it was on your drag washer keeper here, and you're just going to take your flat screwdriver and work it off if you find that it's there, and we're going to slide that into the center of the spool so it has one bearing, a spacer, and the second bearing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rebuild the drag by putting the drag washers back. And here's your drag washer with the outer lock, so it has the key and the keyways on both sides, and we're going to take that and we're going to drop it into place. We're going to put in a new drag disc, and then we're going to put an inner locking drag washer where the keys are on the inside. Drop that into place. A new drag disc, outer locking drag washer, new drag disc, inner, new drag disc, outer, new drag disc, and you know you did it right when you end with the last one being the inner locking drag disc, and we're going to drop that into place. Now what we're going to do is take your ratchet here, your spool click ratchet, and we're going to pinch it, and it's going to cause the O-ring to pop out. And we're going to take our fingers and we're going to pull that off and put the new one on. And again, like with any O-ring or with any lip seal, we're going to take oil and we're going to put our fingers around it and wet that. And I'm going to go ahead and reinstall this by sliding it into place and making sure that it's in the detent. Okay? Now we're going to push that back into place. So I want to have this where you have more of the ratchet facing down. So we're going to take that and push it right into place, and that's going to hold your drag washers into place here. Right here. Okay? Oh. We're going to push that right into place here. Now what we're going to do is take your hub or your drag washer keeper, and here are your click and prawl and your spring, and there's two holes in this. Now I'm going to push that into place. So you have both your clickers here, and you'll see that there's two slots on each side, here and here, of this. And what we're going to do is we're going to line up all of those washers by squeezing the prawls and press down. Line up the washers, go back and forth, and it'll drop right into place. And make sure that clicker ratchet's in place. And then we're going to take your drag cap and we're going to reinstall the drag cap seal with the letters facing in, the lip facing out, and we're going to press this in from the bottom. Okay, so it's into place. Then we're going to reinstall your drag cap O-ring that goes around the threads down at the bottom here. And I want to make sure that that's all the way down, so I'm going to take my dental pick and I'm going to make sure that she's all the way down. There she goes. Now I'm going to reinstall the seal cap by threading it into place and make sure that's nice and snug, and it's time to reinstall on the reel. Alright guys, you just finished servicing your VR Series spool, and it's now time to reinstall that on your reel. So we're going to take that and just slide it onto the shaft, slide it down here, and now apply your drag knob, reinstall it, and you guys are ready to go fishing.